And good morning. It's 7:04 on this Tuesday, September 3rd. It's time to head to Studio B for Coleman and Company.
Well, hello, everybody, and welcome. Here we are on a Tuesday morning, Tuesday after Labor Day. Hope you had a great weekend, and the extended day yesterday was nice, of course. And we're all set to go here this morning as we are a couple of Tuesdays each month for Vanderbilt Wilson County Hospital. Tracy Pope is with us. Tracy, good morning.
Good morning, Coleman.
Actually, we're on the air every Tuesday for Vanderbilt Wilson, but on 2 of those Tuesdays, you are here and bring a guest, and this is one of those times.
That is correct, yes.
And, of course, we'll tell everybody, if you are just joining us for the first time or don't remember, Tracy is Director of Community Relations for Vanderbilt Wilson County Hospital and is really responsible for the guests that she brings. And we've got another good program this morning, something timely to talk about.
Absolutely. And, just as a reminder, we are celebrating our 5th year as Vanderbilt here at the Vanderbilt Wilson County Hospital and 45 years of service to this community. Vanderbilt has brought some amazing additions to our community, invested over $40 million in our services, our infrastructure, and the hospital. 5 years ago, we had about 500 employees at the hospital. Now we have over 800. It's just an amazing place to be, and I'm just excited that I'm part of the ride. And we are excited to have Dr. Derek Damon with us this morning. He is with the Vanderbilt Asthma, Sinus, and Allergy Program, and so we're excited to talk to Dr. Damon.
All right. Well, Dr. Derek Damon, good morning.
Good morning.
Nice to have you with us. I think, again, you've been here a time or two, I believe.
Yes, I have.
All right. And even though you have, tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into this profession and remind us again.
Sure. I am an allergist. Usually we are board certified in allergy and immunology, which means we are either internal medicine doctors or pediatricians first. I actually am from Kentucky, but I did my fellowship here at Vanderbilt, what seems like not too long ago, but in 2002 to 2004. And I'm happy to be back serving the communities of Sumner County and Wilson County, and what seems to be sometimes even some surrounding states will come and drive and see us.
What part of Kentucky did you grow up in?
I grew up in Owensboro, Kentucky, known for its barbecue.
That, I believe, is to the west, isn't it?
Correct.
Yeah, west. If you divide Kentucky into 3, this would be the western, not middle, not eastern part.
Yes.
Okay. Are you athletically inclined? Did you play athletics in high school?
I played baseball up until the very beginning of high school, and then after that, it seems like I was a little more academically inclined.
All right. Well, any particular reason you chose the medical field?
I actually grew up with allergies. When I was a small child, my mother worked for one of the local pediatricians in Owensboro, Kentucky, and apparently was a sickly child. Ended up going to the large city of Louisville at the time because we didn't have allergists in communities the way we have allergists in communities now, and started allergy shots when I was 4 years old. And I tell the story that after I started allergy shots, I missed a half a day of school from first grade through 12th grade.
A
half a day. I was almost never sick again.
Okay.
Right, yep.
Only one half
day in 12 years.
Okay.
Right.
Wonderful. What type of, what age patients do you see?
Yeah, allergies, affect all ages. It's not uncommon that I have a child that may be 2 or 3 months old in one room who has eczema or food allergies, and have, an 80-year-old in another room who's having, nasal or sinus issues. So we see all ages, almost from birth to death.
Where's your office located?
We are the Vanderbilt Asthma, Sinus, Allergy Program has 4 locations. My location is in Gallatin, right there next to the Regional Medical Center. We also have a location on the main campus on West End Avenue, as well as a location in Franklin and Brentwood.
So you are available.
Yes, I am.
Are you taking new patients?
Allergists are constantly losing patients to wellness, people who are getting better and then no longer need our services. So we constantly see new patients. And I was telling Tracy just a little while ago that usually you can get in to see us in the Gallatin location within 1 to 2 weeks.
Well, spring and fall seem to be time, depending on what your problem is. Some have problems in the spring, some have problems in the fall. Right now, it is a changing season. What is most common right now?
Right now, the two big things in the air are going to be ragweed, which usually starts at the end of August and then lasts until the first hard freeze. So we still got a while to go before we get some relief from Mother Nature. The other big issue right now is just how much mold is in the air. Whenever we have a lot of heat and humidity, which we've been suffering through but are thankful to have a little break from this week, those two things, mold and ragweed, tend to get a lot of fall allergy sufferers, or typically when kids go back to school.
How do you know if ragweed is your problem?
Usually you'll get allergy tested. That's either done through a prick test or a poke test on the back that's read 15 minutes later, or a blood test to see what all you're allergic to. But it's not uncommon that people will have multiple things that they're allergic to, whether that be pollen or their pets, especially cats and dogs, mold, dust mites. All of those are pretty typical in Tennessee.
But it doesn't affect everybody alike, right? I mean, everybody is not affected by mold, I don't guess. Everybody, I don't think, is affected by ragweed, but some are terribly.
You're correct. Everyone has their pattern. It seems like everyone is experiencing what could be their worst year ever, and someone is experiencing what is their best year ever when it comes to allergies. But we all have a different profile. I don't mind sharing mine. I'm allergic to ragweed, Timothy grass, dust mites, and cats. And so you put all those together, that makes for an interesting combination. But somebody else might only be allergic to dogs or only be allergic to tree pollen season, and therefore they won't be affected until it comes next spring.
Well, are the symptoms pretty much the same regardless of what's bothering you, that you maybe sneeze or have a runny nose or this kind of thing?
Sure. I mean, if your immune system thinks that's going to hurt you, your body's way of protecting itself is to basically block it out, get congested, make some extra fluid to flush it out, have a runny nose, sneezing, scratch it out, itchy, watery eyes, itchy nose. Basically, your immune system is trying to keep that from getting inside you. And for some people, that manifests as asthma, which is basically your bronchial tubes constricting to try to keep that air out.
So really, this is your body reacting?
Right. About 30% of the population will make this extra antibody, and that antibody's purpose is to try to protect you unnecessarily from something innocent in the environment.
So that's where you come in. How do you what's the best thing to do? I mean, it depends on the situation here again, what it is, I suppose.
Sure. We're really fortunate that in, almost 2025 now, almost a quarter century in to this century, a lot of our medications that used to be prescription are now over the counter without a prescription. But the basic tenet is you try to avoid what you're allergic to. You take medicines to suppress it, like nose sprays and antihistamines, or a lot of people will opt to get allergy tested and do a series of injections over time, often called allergy shots, to desensitize you to those things that you are allergic to.
Does that usually work?
Oh, it works very well. Allergy shots have been around for almost 100 years. Some blinded studies date back to the 60s. But in most allergy shot studies, people have around an 85 to 90% improvement in their symptoms.
How long does it take?
Excellent question. It's not overnight. I say it's a crock pot fix in a microwave society. People want to be better, and they want to be better quickly. This is like signing up for braces. This is usually a ramp up where you get a shot once or twice a week for several months, and then you spread out over time. And if you can do that for 3 to 5 years, most people can have a lasting benefit from doing allergy shots.
Are there rare occasions where nothing hardly works and somebody is pretty much stuck for life with one of these situations?
There are occasions where people don't always respond to allergy shots, or they're so sensitive that they have difficulty tolerating allergy shots. And then if that's the case, they're usually back to the first two tenets, which is to try to avoid what you're allergic to and do your best to suppress it with multiple medications.
Okay, Dr. Derek Damon, Vanderbilt Asthma, Sinus, and Allergy Program is with us, along with Tracy Pope. And it is time for us to take a break. This is Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
And let's see what's happening on the roadways. Want to thank Bates Ford. Get a battery installed in most vehicles. $149.95. Bates Ford, 1780 Franklin Road. Now with traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. You may still see some flashing lights over there from an early morning crash on 40 westbound, just past Fessler's, but it's flowing through there a lot better than it was. It's also moving better 65 south at Trinity Lane as they clean up that earlier crash. It's loading up now with a lot of volume. Vietnam Vets westbound at Conference Drive. Here comes all that traffic out of Murfreesboro, Rutherford County, 24 westbound, passing 840. Princess Hot Chicken has new items on their menu. Check them all out today. Order online. PrincessHotChicken.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Are you facing a challenging time that you need help navigating? Well, look no further than your local law firm of Kane and Crowell. At the offices of Kane and Crowell, we understand the complexities that come with family law matters. Whether you're going through a divorce, working through child custody or support matters, or needing a will or trust drafted to protect your family assets for future generations. Kane and Crowell, 615-784-4800. Your local leaders in family law matters.
Join us Saturday, September 14th for the 21st Annual Sherry's Run 5K Run Walk to benefit Sherry's Hope. The event starts at 8 a.m. at 623 West Main Street in Lebanon. Come run or walk and give hope to families in our community who are battling cancer. Enjoy a silent auction, live music, and more. Register now at sherrysrun.org and make plans to join us Saturday, September 14th for the Sherry's Run 5K Run Walk to benefit Sherry's Hope.
We continue. Thanks for joining us here on a Tuesday, September 3rd. Our program presented by Vanderbilt Wilson County Hospital. Again, we have Tracy Pope with us this morning, Director of Community Relations for Vanderbilt Wilson, and Dr. Derek Damon, Vanderbilt Asthma, Sinus, and Allergy Program. Now, you mentioned, 3 or 4 places where you're available, one being Gallatin, and the others, where are you? You're here in Lebanon some too.
We used to have a location here in Lebanon, but we centralized to where now we're just in Sumner County, and I only staff the Sumner County location. But we have other faculty members who are in Nashville, Brentwood, and Franklin.
Okay. But you're staying busy.
Yes.
You did say earlier that a lot of times if people get better and maybe you treat them for a while and then the problem doesn't present maybe even for the rest of their life, which is a good thing, but it means you can use some more patience. So I take it you welcome anybody and everybody pretty much.
Yes, we do. We see new patients every day, and one of the interesting phenomenon that I see is that we just have a huge influx of people loving Tennessee so much that we have people moving to Tennessee every single day. There's not a day that goes by that I ask, where are you from? Are you from, Chicago, California, Texas, or wherever it is? Once they've had 2 or 3 seasons in Tennessee, they learn what allergies are and usually find their way to one of our offices.
Why is it different in Tennessee? Or is it different, or is it just changing locations? What's the situation?
I think, every place is different, but anywhere that we have truly 4 seasons where we have, pollen in the air and then we don't have pollen in the air, and you don't have a way to become accustomed to that over time the way you would if you lived in southern Florida or if the pollen season was really shorter, up in the north. And so, we have plenty of trees, plenty of weeds, and then we still have a winter that generally kills all of that off, and then we start all over again, come the next spring.
Is winter the easiest time for somebody affected by this?
It totally depends on the person. If you're allergic to dust mites and animal dander and you spend more of your time indoors in the winter, that may not be your season. But for those of us who are affected by the outdoors and by pollen outdoors, we tend to get a little bit of a respite and a break in the wintertime.
Well, we have a loyal listener that has called in with the question. So Mark Hinesley, the president of the Mount Juliet Chamber of Commerce, he wants to know, can people outgrow allergies or develop different allergies later in life?
Definitely. In general, if you look at a graph of allergies over lifetime, we tend to develop more allergies in our childhood and adolescence, and that tends to slowly wane away over time. Now, although that sounds like good news, even though it's not technically allergies, it's more irritants, we become more sensitive as we get older to scents and fragrances and Canadian wildfire smoke and those types of things that can irritate our nose. And we see patients that, especially when it becomes to food allergies, where they can develop a food allergy, at almost any age in life, although that's more common, in a toddler.
Well, speaking of food allergies, is that something relatively new? Have they always been there? Have we paid that much attention to them 50 years ago? I'm wondering.
Well, I've always treated food allergies, throughout my professional career. You definitely see more food allergies in toddlers and children, but we see some food allergies that develop in adulthood, which tends to be more fish, shellfish, or nuts. Or we're seeing more and more of a unique type of allergy that people get through a tick bite, where they become allergic to red meat, and so that's becoming a hot topic in recent years.
What about peanuts?
Yes, peanuts are still a very common food allergy for a percent of the population. About 2% of the adult population will have a peanut allergy, and so that's fairly common for several patients. But just like being allergic to dust mites or ragweed, your profile may be different than someone else.
What is it? Does it all of a sudden happen, or people have it from their youth, the allergy to peanuts?
No, I mean this can happen at any time, and typically what we hear in the office is I wasn't eating anything that I wasn't already tolerating, but once your body flips that switch and makes that antibody, from then on out, you're then going to have an issue with the food that you are allergic to, which is different than a food intolerance, which is not being able to digest something like lactose, in milk. This is actually a true immune reaction where your body can have a severe reaction called anaphylaxis, trying to block that out if you are allergic to it.
So once that happens, then you just pretty much have to stay off that particular food.
The current standard of care when it comes to food allergies is, doc, it hurts when I do that. Don't do that, right? and so there are some studies going on where we are trying to desensitize patients to foods, and there's some newer biologics on the market that have been shown to raise your threshold so you're less likely to have a reaction.
Well, let's move over to rashes. What would be the definition of a rash? Anything that brings out on the skin, maybe?
Multiple different rashes, but usually if it itches, it comes to an allergist. Whether that's some type of contact dermatitis, like plant dermatitis, being allergic to poison oak, poison sumac, those types of things. But we also see people who are allergic to chemicals in their toiletry products. It's not uncommon that we become allergic to fragrances or metals, nickels in jewelry. So that's one of the primary rashes that an allergist sees. The other type of rash that we see is often called eczema or atopic dermatitis. And sometimes we'll see patients, especially those food allergy kids, who will get a common rash in the folds of their arms and backs of their knees that may be due to a food allergy.
They fairly easy to be treated?
We have several different types of topical treatments. Those include steroids and some non-steroid things. We also have some newer biologic medications that can treat those very effectively, but there's always going to be an offset in terms of cost versus convenience.
What's the definition of hives?
Hives are mosquito bites type looking rashes that tend to move from place to place. And so a hive is usually a whelp that you look down and see, and then a few hours later it's moved, somewhere else. To contrast that with like poison ivy, where you've got a rash in one spot that lasts for a week or two.
Well, how are hives treated any different from the other?
Yeah. So when it comes to hives, there's a lot of different causes of hives. Hives can be from food allergies. It can be from just kind of some non-specific immune activation from a recent cold or vaccine. They typically go away over time. We generally give people antihistamines to suppress them, or some steroids if they're severe. And if they go on for more than 6 to 8 weeks, we label them chronic hives, and that brings in some other treatments that we can use as well.
Well, let's talk a little bit about allergy shots, because that's pretty common, isn't it?
Yes, we referenced that just a few minutes ago. Allergy shots are still one of the number one ways that we can make allergies better. Basically, to make someone accustomed to what they're allergic to, and we give allergy shots not only for respiratory allergens, but we also give allergy shots for people who've had an anaphylactic reaction to a bee sting or a yellow jacket sting.
And I guess going along with that, to some degree, immunotherapy.
Right, immunotherapy, colloquially, is just another name sometimes we use for allergy shots.
All right. Okay. All right. Pretty much the same thing.
Yeah, same thing. You got it.
All right. The next thing on our list here is biologics in allergic diseases.
Right, that sounds like a mouthful, but basically we're harnessing the immune system in medicine these days to give patients shots of different antibodies that might block one particular chemical. In allergies, we give some biologics that block either the allergic antibody or an inflammatory cell that's a mouthful called an eosinophil, which is another type of inflammatory asthma. And so basically we're living in a very exciting time where we can harness the immune system and give someone a unique type of an injection that might block just the one chemical that their body is overproducing.
Well, here we are on the day after Labor Day, and sometimes we define summer as being Memorial Day to Labor Day, but still there's some warm weather always in September, and summer is not necessarily over. There's still time to be stung by an insect or to get a tick bite, and so we could talk a little bit more about protection and treatment for that sort of thing.
Oh, sure. We mentioned just a minute ago these patients who have become allergic to mammalian meat, usually through a tick bite that has festered over the course of a few days to weeks. And so it seems like now I have two sons, and I've talked so much about this allergy called alpha-gal, where you become allergic to red meat, that we are now keeping a bottle of DEET in almost every car, just if we're going to go out for and listen to the symphony in Cookville like we did over the weekend. We've got some DEET to try to make sure we keep the mosquitoes and the ticks away.
Well, there probably is still research going on. I don't think we know it all yet, but it seems like we have come a long way in learning about allergies and treating them, and what we've been talking about this morning. How much research is going on in that direction? Is that a continual thing?
I think that's a continual thing, and Tracy could probably chime in and tell you just how great Vanderbilt is as a research facility. Not just in allergies, but Vanderbilt is one of the top research facilities in the country, and I think there's probably no stone left unturned when it comes to something going on. I know we have several fellows and trainees who every year have their own projects, and so that's a continuous amount of learning on a regular basis.
Well, that's one of the great things about Vanderbilt Hospital. Nashville, Lebanon, wherever.
Absolutely. We are so fortunate to be so close to the Vanderbilt University Medical Center, and as an extension, our hospital here in Wilson County. And that was just proven during COVID. We were on the height of the latest recommendations, exactly what we should do as a hospital, what we should recommend to the community. And we were just so fortunate to be on the cutting edge of research and understanding with a disease that was very new at the time.
Well, our guest this morning has been Dr. Derek Damon, and I think we ought to emphasize here, if people want to see you, they probably need to go to Gallatin. Your office is in Gallatin.
Yes.
And 300 Steam Plant Road. That's, I think most people that are familiar at all with Sumner County probably have an idea where Steam Plant Road is. And Vanderbilt Asthma, Sinus, and Asthma Program, 300 Steam Plant Road, Suite 460 in Gallatin, Tennessee. And we can give out your phone number here.
Sure.
615-936-2727. I don't know how you got the 2727, but that's helps to remember. So if people want to contact you, feel free to set up an appointment, come and talk about their problem.
Thank you very much.
That's what you do, right? Every day.
Every day.
All right. Well, thanks so much for being with us this morning. Good to see you again.
Thank you.
Tracy, thanks for another great program.
Okay. Are we out of time, or do we have 30 seconds?
30 seconds.
Okay, 30 seconds. September is just a fun month of activities. On Monday, we have the Lebanon Wilson County Chamber of Commerce Golf Tournament. I'm sure that's going to be an exciting day. Next, a week from Saturday, September the 14th, we have Sherry's Run. So Vanderbilt Ingram Cancer Center, we're going to have a tent, have a team. We're excited about that. And then, of course, it's the Music City Grand Prix weekend on the 14th and 15th as well. And Vanderbilt Health is the official medical provider of Grand Prix. So hopefully we'll see you out there.
All right, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Sounds good.
Thanks so much. That's part one of Coleman and Company. We've got more. Hope you'll keep it right here, FM 98.9.
And let's see what's happening on the roadways. Want to thank our friends at Absolute Kubota. High performance, high horsepower. 0% financing is still a thing. Now is the best time to save on new Kubota L-Series tractors. Rated number 1 for durability and owner experience in the U.S. Absolute Kubota. They're located at 1506 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. It's been a mess out here from the earlier wreck we had on 40 westbound, just past Fessler's. It's also slow go on 24 eastbound, trying to get past Shelby across that Sullivan Evans Bridge. It's cranking up now 24 westbound up through Antioch, coming in from Murfreesboro, Rutherford County. Here comes that steady flow of traffic through the Mount Juliet area, leaving Wilson County I-40 west into Hermitage. Hey, whether you need a new roof repair, roof inspection, independent roofing specialist, check them out, irsroofs.com. I'm Commander Chuck, you're on-time traffic.
And now, a moment of silence to remember our dear friend.
Sorry. Oh, man.
Life can be uncomfortable. Your home doesn't have to be. With a wide range of air conditioners, furnaces, and heat pumps, Rheem makes it easy to feel comfortable, even when you can't be comfortable.
Financing available through TVA's Energy Right program and your local power company. Call Randy's Heat and Air 237-3604.
What is your passion? How can you use that passion to enrich your community? Hi, this is Melanie Minter, President and CEO of the Lebanon-Wilson County Chamber of Commerce. Your chamber is the resource for making connections to fulfill your passion. Whether education, nonprofit, agriculture, entertainment, or government relations, Wilson County offers a place for you to be involved. Your chamber connects businesses, individuals, and your passion to the community. We have an enthusiasm for excellence. Join us and catch the spirit. Call or visit our office at 149 Public Square in Lebanon.
We'll have partly cloudy skies today with a chance of showers and thunderstorms. Highs will be in the upper 80s. Mostly cloudy tonight. Chance of storms will continue. Lows in the mid-60s. And then a better chance of rain and storms for our Wednesday. Highs in the lower 80s. This weather forecast brought to you by Walker Auction and Realty, professional auction and real estate services. Get top dollar for your home, land, or personal property. Log on to MikeWalkerAuctions.com. They know auctions. With your Severe View forecast, I'm Drew Richards.
You're okay. And we thank you for joining us here on a Tuesday morning, and welcome to part 2 of Coleman and Company. Sean Dozier joins us, and he's here to talk about Hearthside Senior Living. Good morning.
First of all, Coleman, I want to congratulate you on a win Saturday. I know, You don't get those very often.
Are you talking about the Vanderbilt Commodores?
Yeah, I wanted to start out by talking about Vanderbilt. I thought that was a great win for them.
Yeah, well, it really was.
Were you excited? Did you watch it?
Yeah, I was impressed.
I was too. I'm telling you, I used to go to those Vanderbilt games growing up in the 80s, and of course that was the only game in town back then. You went to Vanderbilt football games or Vanderbilt basketball games. There was no Titans or Preds or anything like that. So I grew up going to Vanderbilt games, and I really liked Vanderbilt, but later on, I switched over to the Orange.
They don't win enough.
I know. But anyway, congratulations. And things are going well at Hearthside, Coleman. We got through Labor Day, and all of our staff did a great job. You know, they had to work through Labor Day. Nobody gets off at Hearthside. We work 24/7. And I appreciate them working through the holidays and through the weekends and nights. And I saw Faye this morning. She always works 11 to 7, and I appreciate her. And you know, when you have operation that's 24/7 and never shuts down, you really appreciate those people that really pull through for you, and I appreciate them. But things are going well. We're full. We're full in our assisted living. We've got a waiting list. We had a lady move in last week. She's doing well. She made the transition very well, and the family's happy. And of course, our independent living is full, and we have a waiting list for those homes. I hope to build some more soon, but all in all, you know, if you're thinking about assisted living or you're thinking about independent living, Hearthside is one of those places you want to check out because it is right in the middle of town. That's why people like it, Coleman. It's right in the middle of town. It's close to doctor's offices. It's close to the Jimmy Floyd Center, which people use all the time. We don't have to have a recreation center because we got the Jimmy Floyd Center right down the road. We've got the Senior Citizen Center, which you enjoy. One of our residents, Melvin, you probably know Melvin. He walks down the street down to the Jimmy Floyd. We need some sidewalks down Castle Heights, though. I need to talk to somebody about that. But
hey, Mayor Bell.
Maybe so, but we need just a few more sidewalks down there. But he walks from Hearthside down to the Senior Citizen Center almost every day and enjoys that. And then we have Don Fox Park. And when we get those sidewalks down Hill Street, which we are planning to get, they can walk down Hill Street over to the Greenway, and so that'll be good. So all what I'm saying is, Coleman, Hearthside is in a prime location, and people enjoy being right in the center of town, and it's quiet. Actually, it's quiet after 5 o'clock. It's really quiet on the weekends. You can hear a pin drop, and we enjoy being in that location. But if you're thinking about assisted living or you're thinking about independent living, Coleman, Hearthside is the place to check out.
Well, and you're easy to check out too.
We are easy to check out. You can check us out on our website at hearthsideliving.com. We've got a great website that has all pictures and videos, and you can also request information that comes directly to my email. You can call for a tour. We enjoy people calling and setting up tours, or you can just show up, which I like that the best. We have several people many times just show up and say, hey, can I have a tour? And we love to offer that. And most of our staff can give tours, and they check us out just seeing what's going on when they show up. So that's really the best way to check out a community is just show up and see what's going on. And I promise you'll be impressed at what you see.
Well, we do like to say from time to time, it's Hearthside when it's time for a helping hand. And
assisted living really is a helping hand. You know, when you walk in Hearthside, we're not a nursing home. We're not a memory care. We're not most assisted livings. Most assisted livings, you walk in, and sometimes you feel like you're in a nursing home. When you walk in Hearthside, you feel like you're in a true independent living. You know, we're there to help. We're there to assist. And most of our residents, 99.9% of them are independent. They do most of their own care, and it's a great place to walk into because you feel like you're in a true assisted living.
And again, locally owned and managed, and even in your price structure, that's different because you don't nickel and dime people.
No, we don't. We give you one price, and that one price is for 3 meals a day, housekeeping. You get the emergency call light system, you get the laundry, linen, Wi-Fi, cable, medication management, activities, worship services, the outdoor porches, all that, beauty salon, all that's included in one price. And
no move-in.
And no move-in fee, no community fee, which is a big deal. Most communities charge that large community fee, that large move-in fee, and we do not charge that. And our prices are fair, reasonable, and when people see those, they're very impressed.
Well, that's probably one reason why you're full up right
now. I think so.
I guess it's time for Hearthside.
Well, I want to say hello to Margie Andrews. She is one of our first residents that moved in Hearthside in our independent living. She's still there, still going strong. Her husband, Jim, when he passed away, he asked her, what are you going to do after I pass away? She says, I think I'll move to Hearthside. And he said, I think that's a great idea. And she did. And she got one of those great houses down there, those 3 bedrooms, and it's a beautiful home. In fact, when I give a tour, I usually show Margie's house because it's so beautiful. But she's still going strong, and I want to wish her a happy birthday and a Hearthside hello.
All right, that is great. Well, you can reach Sean at 615-443-1994. As he said, you can call, you can make an appointment, but it's fine to drop by.
Just drop on by.
All right. Well, have a great week.
You too, Coleman.
Hopefully we'll see you next Tuesday.
Have a good week.
All right.
Thank you.
Sean Dozier, Executive Director, Hearthside Senior Living, 215 Castle Heights Avenue North. All right, we're going to be talking about Sherry's Run and Sherry's Hope and all this good stuff this morning, and I've got 3 people to introduce here. First of all, Corey Cluck. Corey, good morning to you. It's nice to see you again.
Good to see you, sir.
And you have been doing this for several years, coming and talking about Sherry's Run and getting us off and running. We have Alicia Eakes with us this morning. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
And I think you've been here a number of times.
I have.
And many times you've told us about what some of the money that is raised at Sherry's Run goes for. You kind of have a lot to do with that, don't you?
I do.
Yes, okay.
I spend a little bit.
Allocate the money. And we have Kesney Hoot with us this morning. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
And I'm going to ask you to tell us a little bit about you and how you're involved with all of this. I don't think you've been here before, but if you have, I forgot.
That's okay. This is only my second year doing this.
Okay.
But I do marketing. So basically, I just help get the word out in the newspapers and our social media and our email blasts.
Okay, Corey, get us started here. Sherry's Run is it's a particular Saturday in September. It's always second?
Always the second Saturday in September. Yes, sir.
And this has been going on how long?
Well, this is the 21st annual Sherry's Run.
21st
annual.
21st.
Yes, sir.
20 times. And when this started, I don't think anybody hardly connected with it. Almost nobody, if anybody, saw this thing being done the 21st time.
Right. No, sir. I had no idea. Thought it'd probably just be that one day and raise some money and honor Sherry Whitaker, who had passed away earlier that year from colon cancer. I had no idea there'd even be a second one, much less 21 of them.
Well, have you been around for all of these?
I've been to every one, but I became an employee in 2011. So prior to that, I was a participant and supporter.
Well, Elise, what about you? You've been around for a number of them, all of them, or most of them?
No, I started working at Sherry's Hope in 2017.
All right. Okay, but still a pretty good while. Yeah. 7 years. This might be the 8th. Maybe the 8th for you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Well, Corey, you and Alicia both have been here many times, and I don't know how many years in a row you have come talk about this.
I'm not sure.
But it is always good to see you, and a lot of what we have to say is kind of a repeat because it's we kind of do the same thing over and over. But the money that has been raised, it's really I think a phenomenal thing and a great credit to our community that they turn out and raise this much money to help people who have a problem with cancer.
Absolutely. Our community is so generous and so supportive, and we're blessed beyond measure, and we're so thankful that they continue to come out year after year and sponsor and register and volunteer, and we couldn't do it without our community.
Well, there are a lot of ways to contribute to this, and you can contribute a little or a lot. I mean, there's some fees or whatever connected with being a part of Sherry's Run, but there are a lot of other ways that you can contribute either in every dollar. If all you've got to give is $1 or $5, that's certainly welcome.
Oh, for sure. Every dollar counts. Every dollar matters. There's no donation too small or too big. We're so thankful, and we have some who they'll donate $10 for a green bow. You may have seen those all around town, and we still have those available if anybody wants one. But that's a great way to support. And of course, registering to run or walk or sleep in. You don't even have to be there. You can dream of running and walking and and we'll send you a shirt afterwards if you register that way.
Well, Cassidy, let's get a little input from you here as well. You're relative. You're the newer of the three here.
Yes.
What has this been like for you?
It's been incredible just to see. I mean, I've only been here a short time, and I just really have seen the Lord's hand in all of it, just to be able to witness the community come together and just raise money for people in our community who have cancer. And just to see firsthand what we do with it is incredible, seeing how it stays in the community.
What exactly do you do? Whatever they ask you, maybe, but what do they ask you to do?
So a lot of the times it's just messaging to people why Sherry's Run is important and why Sherry's Hope does what it does. So most of the times I send out emails through our MailChimp, so you can join our newsletter by visiting our website at sherryshope.org. You can join our newsletter, and I will update you on all those things, or you can follow us on social media.
So you play a big part in communication or in getting the word out.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So that's probably part of why you're here, even
yes,
to
sir.
help get the word out.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, MJ, if you're ready, let's go ahead and take our break here, and I'll reintroduce the trio who are with us talking about Sherry's Run in a moment. This is Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
And let's see what's happening on the roadways. Want to thank our friends at Beats Ford and the regular oil change, $39.95 up to 5 quarts oil. Tax and disposal, $17.80 Franklin Road. Now at traffic, let's check right back in with Chuck.
Good morning. It seems like it's taken a while to clean up this earlier wreck. We had 40 westbound just past Fessler's. What a nasty wreck it was. Traffic's still been heavy with that volume now on 24 westbound up through Antioch. Coming in from Murfreesboro, Rutherford County, it's quite crowded. Also on Vietnam Vets westbound at Conference Drive. Coming in from Sumner County, there from Hendersonville, headed towards Conference Drive. That's pretty crowded. Hey, Nash Painting, a non-franchise painting company, mention this ad, get a 10% discount. Call Nash Painting, 912-2288. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Welcome to Hearthside Senior Living, Lebanon's unique senior living community designed for seniors to age in place, all within a safe, comfortable, and Christian environment. Beautiful retirement homes designed for an independent lifestyle with maintenance-free living. Hearthside Senior Living also continues the excellent tradition of assisted living for those seniors who need additional services. Hearthside Senior Living, an independent retirement community and assisted living community, all on one campus in the heart of Lebanon. Call 615-443-1994 for a tour.
Where a patient starts their cancer care matters. And here, that means Vanderbilt Ingram Cancer Center, Wilson County. It's Vanderbilt level care without making the drive to Nashville. From screening to diagnosis to treatment and recovery, patients can get all the care they need right here close to home. So now, having the best care team and most advanced treatment is closer than ever. Vanderbilt Ingram Cancer Center, making cancer care personal.
We continue here on this Tuesday morning. Always the Tuesday after a Monday holiday seems like a Monday till at least noon. But anyway, it is Tuesday, and we're glad to have you with us. And we are glad to be talking about Sherry's Run and Sherry's Hope this morning. Corey Cluck is here. Elisa Eakes is here. Keston Hoot are here to talk about this event coming up a week from Saturday. It's always second Saturday in September.
Correct.
Sherry's Run. Now, distinguish between, we didn't hear of Sherry's Hope much until, I'm guessing, 3 or 4 years ago. But to distinguish it from the actual run, that's the whole, the sponsoring organization and I guess who you're, what are you're set up as Sherry's
right, our nonprofit. So yeah, and we had been Sherry's Run for a long time, and we changed from an event to an organization a couple of years in. Once realized we were going to continue to do this year after year, but in 2021 we changed the name of the organization to Sherry's Hope, and then Sherry's Run is an event that is, benefits Sherry's Hope.
Right. Sherry's Hope's the organization. The event is Sherry's Run.
Yes, sir.
I guess just to sum it up here. But that's worked well. And,
so far, we're still getting the wording out.
You have a few people like you who actually are, I think, employees, at least part-time employees who who
You're looking at all three of us.
So you're it.
This is it. We have a volunteer executive board of 4 members.
But the things you have been able to do, and I think we probably ought to talk a little bit about that, and then that certainly involves Alicia. Somebody's got to dispense the money. You get a lot of requests, don't you? People need help.
Yes, sir.
This, correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems like colon cancer was the focus in the beginning, but then you did find a lot of other people who had other forms of cancer who needed help just as bad. So you were able to, with the generosity of the community each time, you were able to expand that.
We do. We assist anybody with a cancer diagnosis that is under the care of an oncologist or in hospice care because of that cancer diagnosis. It doesn't matter if it's colon cancer or breast cancer or just
So they come to you, to your office, I guess, make an application, and there's surely some screening that goes on. Check them out to make sure the need is legitimate and so on, and then you're able to help people considerably, I understand.
We are. You can come by. You can go on our website and download an application. You can call. Probably the majority of people just call and find out if we help in their area, if they would be a candidate or qualify. And we mail the application, and then we do request something from your oncologist confirming that you have a cancer diagnosis and that you're receiving treatment. And then we go from there. Everybody's different. Everybody's unique. We try to meet you where you're at with what your needs are.
Well, okay, I would guess there's some people who might really be desperate to have help with rent or a house payment.
Exactly.
You have some people who might need money for transportation, for gasoline, or transportation of something for treatment.
Right.
What are some of the other?
We can help with your basic utilities. That would be your sewer bill, water bill, electricity. We help with housing or rent, your mortgage or a rent. We help with prescription coverage. We partner with Buckeye Drugs or Gibbs Pharmacy, and we can help you. They keep a little tab for us and bill us directly, so you can just pick up your medications if that's a cost you can't cover. And we also can help with medical copays if you've got some large bills.
Is there a limit as to how much any individual can receive?
There is. There's a lifetime limit, and then there's a monthly max.
Okay.
So we try to be that bridge in between you figuring out what you're going to do financially in the future if you can't return to your previous lifestyle as far as working, give you time to apply for disability benefits, downsize your home if you need to. We just try to help you get through that.
So I guess in a small way, maybe even you are somewhat of a financial advisor here.
Well, we're not. I'm not a social worker, and I try to encourage. But you do along the way. You try to remind people. Okay, you've used half your lifetime limit. You need to be. Have you talked to this person? Have you applied here? Maybe you need to reach out here.
Well, I heard this from one person and heard about another person who had been helped maybe a few years ago, who were in a much better financial situation now, and they were talking about paying back the money that you had given them.
A lot of people do that.
I think that if somebody can, that's very good, because they benefited. Now they can pay that back and have more for you to help other people.
Pay it forward.
Yep.
It's very generous. We don't expect that at all, though.
Right. You're not obligating yourself when you accept it, but if you can, it is a nice thing to do.
And we have people that we've helped in the past that just come by and get a bow, or they'll just start registering every year because now that's just their little way to.
All right. Well, let's talk about some ways to participate. We alluded to this a little bit before, but Kesna, you haven't had too much to say this morning. You can run. There's if you choose to be a part of Sherry's Run, what you ask people to participate
monetarily there as well as get out and run or walk. What's the price?
Right. So you can register to run or walk in Sherry's Run without being chip timed for $35. And you can register to be chip timed for $45.
So an extra $10 if you do the chip thing.
Right.
Okay.
Yes, sir. And so with both of those registrations, you get an event shirt. And this year we're having medals. So for the first time, we're going to have a participation medal. But those are while supplies last, and you have to finish the course. So the medals will be awarded once you cross the finish line.
Well, I understand the medal is your idea.
Well, I don't know. We kind of all come together.
It was her idea.
But it is
She made it happen.
It is something new and fresh, and so we're excited about it. And you can also register as a sleep-in for $40, which basically means that you get the event shirt after the run. We mail it to you. You don't get a medal this way. You have to participate in order to get the medal. But it's still a great way to give back and be able to participate if you're not able to come or run or walk.
Are there well, obviously anybody can just make a donation if they
Right.
would like, and you probably have a number of people who do that.
Yes, sir.
This was not started to be a fundraiser at all. I think it was just to honor Sherry. And
Well, initially the goal was, the thought was we will give money to colon cancer research. So that was the kind of a thought process initially for the money that was raised, because they wanted to try to hopefully cure colon cancer, because of Sherry's passing. And then that continued for a couple of years until Dr. Cole, who was Sherry's gastroenterologist, came to the board and asked if they'd ever thought about using the money in a different way. Not that research is not important, it is, but he saw patients that needed help financially while they were going through their treatments. And so that became what is now our patient assistance program.
How much money has we raised on average the last 4 or 5 years?
Well, I can tell you how much we spend, but we really don't. We focus more on that because we want the community to know that their dollars are really helping, their neighbors right here in our community. And I think, Kesney, you have the numbers for last year.
You don't spend money that you don't have.
Exactly.
Okay, so.
Right. So in 2023, we were able to help 135 families with over $300,000 worth of assistance.
135 families and over $300,000. $300 grand.
Yes, sir.
Well, that says a lot. That says a lot. And the three of you are pretty much in charge of this, answering to a board that serves without pay.
That's true. Yes, sir.
And you get a little pay.
A little bit, but it is. My father passed from colon cancer. I've had other family members who had cancer. You're hard pressed to find anyone these days who doesn't have a connection with someone who has had cancer or passed away from cancer. So I think all of us are very passionate about it, personally as well.
Well, I hope we've covered most of the ways you can contribute, but do you have some other things?
I do want to mention that the registration fees do go up by $10 each on the day of the event, so it's always good idea to register early if you can. Also, on the Thursday, the 12th, and Friday, the 13th, we'll be at the event site from 11 to 7. That's at 623 West Main Street, and we'll be there for T-shirt pickup and timing chip pickup. But if you want to register in person those days, you can do that then before the price goes up the next morning at 6:30.
All right. Is there anything really different other than the medals that we've already talked about? Is it pretty much the same route, same location,
Yes, sir.
same procedures, basically?
It is. Everything will be the same except for the addition of those medals. And we'll have
when you get
blues
something-
brokers there playing like they usually are. So hopefully the neighbors have registered and are in person, so they can come and celebrate with us.
When you do something this many years and you kind of refine it and get it almost perfect, there's not much change that needs to be made.
Well, we say it's kind of gotten to where it's a well-oiled machine, and that's just huge thanks to so many volunteers who are part of it and committee chairs who have been doing this for a long time, that keep it going. They know what to do and just put all those things in place, and it rolls. And also our silent auction, don't forget that. That's always a huge attraction. I think Gary and Scott will talk about that a little more whenever they're here.
We usually get to see Gary and Scott.
Yes.
We do usually have one the week before a program like we were doing today, and then next week we'll have them. And between all of y'all, we pretty much get it covered, I think. But it's really amazing in a way. I know of somebody else here in town who's thinking of getting something like this going, and you're one that he's been talking to and trying to pattern after because of the success that you have had. And I was told that something like this usually has a run of maybe 3 to 5 years and then kind of fades off. And here, this is the
21st annual
21st annual Sherry's Run. Well, Kesney, we got a minute and a half here. Anything you think of that we haven't talked about you want to mention? It's good to have a younger person that's coming in and going to work.
I would just encourage the community to get involved if you haven't before. I know I had never been to a Sherry's Run until I worked here, and I was just amazed by just how incredible it was. Also, if you're not able to get involved with Sherry's Run this year, we also have a program called Champions of Hope, and that basically means that you donate monthly to Sherry's Hope, and that can be as little as $1. But we encourage people to get involved in that. It really just helps the families in our community. It goes back to Sherry's Hope and helps pay for those things that Elisa was talking about earlier.
Right. Well, I think Alicia's done a great job today telling us, just giving us some examples of the different ways that people need help and the way that you've been able to help them. And as long as the money comes in, you're going to continue to do that.
Yes.
So support Sherry's Run. Well, we've come to the end of our time here, but Corey Cluck, thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having us.
Alicia Eakes, thank you, and Kesney Hoop.
Thank you.
And that is it for a Tuesday. I hope you'll join us for Coleman and Company tomorrow. And until then, I wish you a terrific day.